Every time I try to be a better human, life says cute. Try again. I wake up determined. Today, I'm going to be patient, kind, generous, basically the Mother Teresa of my neighborhood. And then, someone cuts the line. Someone replies K to my 3-sentence text. And suddenly, all my progress evaporates in under 4 seconds. And that's the thing about kindness. We all think we're good at it until we actually have to do it. It's easy to be kind when the lighting is good, your coffee is strong, and everybody's just behaving like background characters. But real kindness, that happens on days when you're tired, irritated, overworked, underslept, and one inconvenience away from screaming into your pillow. And so, that's what got me thinking. If kindness seems to be the hardest when life is messy, then why do we pay such little attention to it? For example, every major workplace survey states that kind leaders are the most trusted ones. Most parents want their children to grow up to be good people more than they want them to be rich or successful. And this dilemma, this is what got me convinced that there should be a global kindness index. And well, I know what you're going to say. Measure kindness, what's next? Let's start grading hugs on a scale of 1 to 10. But hear me out. We already have metrics for the strangest of things, from your sleep quality to your Spotify personality type. And before we go on to list all the impossibilities that may arise, consider this. Somewhere out there, someone is making a list of the most absurd legal rules. There's the silliest laws index. For example, in Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig because they get lonely. And well, if we can measure the loneliness of guinea pigs, surely we can measure the compassion in humans, right? But before I go on to list all the whats and whys and hows of the Global Kindness Index, let me take this one moment to try and convince you. I want everybody over here to take a deep breath and close their eyes. Now, think of a moment when someone in your life has been kind to you. Try and sink into the memory and relive that moment in as much detail as you can. Now here's the weird part. If that moment were to have a color, what color would it be? Don't overthink it, just assign it a color and open your eyes. How many of you got, with a show of hands, how many of you got yellow, blue, or white? Or any other warm color? Colors of sunrise, honey, and all things beautiful. And look at that, most of you got warm colors. And this isn't random. These colors are neurologically linked to warmth, tenderness, and trust. So right now, your brain's just proved something. Kindness doesn't just feel warm, it is warm. It has a color, it has a texture, is almost tangible, like a precious jewel refracting light in the best possible way, and yet we treat it like it's invisible because you can't put it on a spreadsheet. Okay, so let's try and look at this with a little bit of a paradigm shift. I want you to think of your day so far and list all the people that made today possible. Not just your family and friends and the speakers, everybody. From the farmer that picked your coffee beans in the morning, to the guy that designed this chair, to the electrician that wired these lightings. Your morning coffee alone, that's farmers, pickers, roasters, truckers, and God knows how many more. A dozen people at least before it touched your lips. And we'll never know about most of them. These people are like a stage crew when we only end up applauding the actors. And the Global Kindness Index, it's about recognizing the stage crew. It's about valuing pro-social behavior as much as we value stock market prices or real estate numbers that seem to impact our lives so much. Because right now, we're only measuring half the economy. For us, a mansion that's bought in billions has massively more value than someone who donated clean drinking water in a village where it was unavailable. And this price is equal to value system not only doesn't make sense, but is also dangerous. Because this means we completely ignore things that can't be bought, such as kindness. And well, here's the happy part. Researchers have already started working on this. They define kindness as a cost intended to yourself for a benefit to others. And they call this your kindness quotient. Sort of like a cost to benefit ratio called the KQ. Would you pay 5 rupees to give somebody else 10? That means you have a KQ of 0.5. When researchers tested thousands of people, they found that the average KQ for neighbors was 0.74. For parents, it was 1.04. This means parents care about their children more than they care about themselves. Now combine this by developing the Global Kindness Index like any other economic indicator. National surveys that show how much people help strangers, volunteering records from NGOs, and AI analysis of how people behave in digital spaces. And then bam, you have a Global Kindness Index. And well, I understand it may not be as easy as that it may come with its own set of insecurities. Like perhaps measuring kindness is what could corrupt it, that the number becomes the goal. But the thing is, not quantifying it doesn't preserve its purity. It just keeps us hidden, keeps us ignorant. The same was once said about the World Happiness Report, and yet it shapes mental health policies worldwide. According to WHO, societies with higher level of trust have lower crime rates and recover better from crisis. Quantifying kindness is what would give policymakers with data to support investments in empathy education and community programs, areas often seen as soft because they are hard to measure. According to economists Richard Lear and Daniel Kahneman, after reaching a certain level of income, additional wealth doesn't increase happiness. Emotional connection, however, does. This means that singular acts of kindness may have more impact on a person's life than most policy changes may. So right now, let me leave you with this. Somebody is helping a stranger carry their grocery bags without being asked. Maybe a person is giving up their seat in the train. Maybe a teacher is staying up late for a struggling student. And we'll never know about most of them. They'll just disappear in the rhythm of everyday life. So maybe progress isn't about how much we produce, but how much we notice. So go home today, keep counting the people that made your day possible. Keep noticing the color of kindness and tell me that it isn't worth measuring. Think of what that would do to us, how it would change the stories we tell ourselves about humanity.